the problems with buying airsoft guns online is you never know exactly what it is you're getting until the package actually gets delivered. A lot of the time you may look at two guns online that look absolutely identical and it's hard to tell which is the better buy. So in the interest of those folks, we're going to take two identical guns, one made by Double Eagle, this is the M85, and we have the D68 made by Well. Both of these are plastic gearbox G36s, and we're going to compare them side by side to figure out which is the better buy. At first glance, when you compare these rifles side by side, they're both very good copies of the H&K G36 assault rifle. They're both about the same weight, and they're both made of an ABS plastic, which is fairly rugged, but you have to be careful, especially in cold conditions, because ABS can get kind of brittle, especially when you get below freezing. Now, visibly, the only major difference between the two guns is that the Double Eagle comes with an opaque magazine, where the Well comes with a standard solid colored magazine. The first major difference you're going to notice between these two guns is when you compare the batteries side by side. First of all, they both use rechargeable NiCad battery packs, but the Double Eagle uses a 7.2 volt version, while the Well comes with an 8.4 volt version. So the obvious advantage in this case goes to the Well. Since it's a larger battery, it's going to give you both a longer playtime and generally overall better performance of the gun. The other nice thing is that since this is a standard size battery pack, if you need to get additional batteries or get a replacement for it, these are pretty readily available, while the ones that go into the Double Eagle are a little bit of an odd size, so you may have to special order this if you need to get a replacement. The next major difference you're going to notice between the two guns is when you compare the magazines side by side. Obviously, aesthetically, the Double Eagle comes with the opaque magazine, so you can see the bullets through it, so it's kind of cool looking. But the major difference is when you compare the capacities of the two magazines side by side. The Double Eagle comes with a mid-cap magazine that only holds around 30 rounds in it, where the Well comes with a high-capacity magazine that holds around 350 rounds. Now, some people prefer the mid-caps because they're kind of silent when you're running around with it, so if you're in a tactical situation, you can be a little more stealthy and sneak up on somebody. The problem some people have with high-capacity magazines is they rattle around when you got BBs in it, but the upside of it is they're a lot more convenient. You can put a lot more BBs into it, and when you need to reload, you can just wind them up and add more BBs to the gun, where when you're dealing with the Double Eagle mid-caps, you've got to either have additional magazines or have a speed loader, so it's a little less convenient to reload this gun. So you be the judge. If you like to have the mid-caps, you'll probably like the Double Eagle. If you like the high capacities, you're going to like the Well. One thing I think is important to mention if you're considering the Well is that although the magazines may look like a standard G36 magazines, they're not 100% compatible with other brands like JG or SEMA or some of the other ones that are out there. So you're going to have to buy specifically some of the Well magazines to work in your gun. The next difference you're going to notice between the two guns is when you compare the barrels of them side by side. The Well comes with a three-prong style flash hider that's permanently affixed to the gun, so you're not going to be able to remove it or interchange it with other aftermarket accessories. The Double Eagle, on the other hand, does have a threaded barrel so that you can change it either from the included flash hider to the silencer that's also included with it. Now, it's important to note that the threading that comes on this barrel is not a standard 14mm type, so you're not going to be able to use aftermarket accessories like different silencers or different flash hiders. You're pretty much going to be limited to the accessories that come with this in the box. It's also important to note that adding this length to the barrel is not going to enhance the performance of this gun in any way, shape, or form. This is not going to make it more accurate or make it quieter. It's just going to make the gun longer, which kind of looks cool when you're displaying the gun, but if you're actually going to be using this in a tactical situation, I recommend leaving the silencer off, because the odds are you're just going to crash into a tree or a door frame and just break the barrel off, since it's just made out of a cheap ABS plastic. The major difference that's worth mentioning with the two guns is that the inner barrel on the Well is actually longer than the one on the Double Eagle. So the real advantage is going to go to the Well, since it has a longer internal barrel. It's actually going to give you better accuracy and better velocity. Another difference you're going to notice just purely for aesthetics is that the Well actually has a more traditional G36 style strap hook that's built into the front of the gun. The Double Eagle does not actually have that on the lower part of the handguard. So if you want something that's a little more aesthetically correct, like a G36, the Well has the actual front end just like on the real rifle. Now both guns do have adjustable hop-up. The Double Eagle has a little slider that's located inside of the shell ejection door. One of the downsides of the Double Eagle is that normally the cocking handle on the G36 is able to function. This is actually glued into place so that it doesn't actually do anything. So to change your hop-up settings, all you simply do is just move the slider on the side of the Double Eagle. Now the one nice thing about the well is that it actually does have a functioning cocking lever, which gives you access to the hop-up unit, which is located inside of where the shells normally eject from a G36. It's kind of cool because it actually functions something like an actual cocking lever, so for aesthetic purposes this is a little more cool looking than the Double Eagle, but for practical purposes both of them do have adjustable hop-ups, so there really is no major advantage except for an aesthetic sense that this does have a functioning cocking lever. Now for me, the most critical difference between these two guns is when you compare the performance of them side by side. The Double Eagle, when you fire this with a .2 gram BB, is going to give you an average velocity of around 100 feet per second, while the well, when you fire it with a .2 gram BB, gives you an average velocity of around 250 feet per second. So it's easily double the performance that you get with the Double Eagle. Now there are some situations where you're going to be dealing with that you don't want to have a high-powered gun, like if you're shooting indoors or if you've got little teeny kids and you don't want to accidentally hurt anybody, you may prefer the lower performance of the Double Eagle. But on the other hand, if you're actually going to be doing some tactical shooting with this and you want to have higher performance, you're definitely going to want to opt for the higher performance of the well. So those are the major features of both the well and the Double Eagle G36. Obviously, if you're looking for something with better performance, you're probably going to want to opt for the well. Since it has both a higher velocity and a longer barrel, it's going to give you overall better performance than the Double Eagle. On the other hand, if you want to have something that looks cool when you hang it on the wall, that has a lot of accessories, you may want to opt for the Double Eagle. The one thing I can say about this gun is we've been selling these for about 2 or 3 years now, and this is the one plastic gearbox gun that we normally sell because all the other ones we've tried out were a little more prone to breakage. These tended to last a little bit longer, and we've been very happy with the quality of them. The well, on the other hand, we've just recently started carrying these, and I'll keep you guys updated as to how the quality on these things pans out. Although I have to say, when you compare them side by side, I don't see any major differences in the overall workmanship on the guns, so I pretty much expect these to last about as well as the Double Eagles, but we'll keep you updated as to how that works out. So if you have any more questions as to any of these guns, feel free to drop us a line or stop by the showroom or check us out on our website at replayairsoft.com. So until then, we'll see you the next time.